God is just so good. And all the time, he is so good. And I thank God for the YouTube family. My baby brother, Orange Flavor. I was just looking at your video, man, and glad to see you back on here. Your testimony, what you was going through, And you remind me of David, King David, when he was on the run, and how God always protected David. How he protected Joseph when Joseph was thrown into slavery. Oh, so many stories in the Bible. We can go on and on, but not to jump off subject, man. Hey, it's good to see you back. And I just want to do this little video. Oftentimes, we don't look back over our life enough and realize how much God has brought us through. And so many people don't believe in God, but if they can look back over their life, they best to believe and know that there is a God, because only God has brought us this far. His protection. Remember one time David said that he was my security blanket. I like to say it like this: God put a force field around us. We all done been in situations where we should have been killed. I don't know how many times. And it was only the grace of God that brought us through those situations. A lot of times I like to go to the park and look at the animals. See, people, we can learn a lot from animals. I said in the video a long time ago, we can learn how to stay on one accord like some of these animals. And I was talking about the ants. How the ants, if you cutting your grass and you run over an ant pile or an ant bed, when you destroy their house, look like 15, 20 minutes later, they go right on a few yards down and make another house. And they all be on one accord. And when they see their food, they all be in a long line, toting their food on top of each other. They be in one line on one accord because they know they all gonna eat. That's how God always does us. He makes sure we have everything we need. But it's sad we can't see that half of the time because we too busy complaining about what we want. God always protects us. When you look at the Hebrew boys, look how God brought them out. See, it don't matter what we going through in this life, baby brother. God will bring you through it. He wouldn't even took you to it if he wasn't going to bring you through it. Old saying I heard a while back, and that's so true. Because God don't put no more on us than we can bear, even though it might seem like that sometimes. But just when we be ready to give up, that's when God will show up. I just want everybody to pause that's looking at this video and just pause and think back over your life. How many times you should have been dead? How many times? How many times you done been riding on the freeway and the car barely swerved and missed you but hit somebody else beside you and probably killed them? How many times we done been at the wrong place? Somebody done started shooting. Somebody got killed when it could have easily been you. Some of us could have killed ourselves a long time ago. Just like we was praying for Diva Jacobs and her brother and the other brother that, was going to shoot himself. But that's God protecting you. It's not that bad in life, people, where we should be wanting to just give up. And Orange Flavor, I love that video because you stayed humble. It could have went another way. See, if we was to react off of what we feel and what we want to do, we'll all be locked up or dead or on our way to hell. We need God so much. He protects us. I love his protection. David was on the run I don't know how many times. David had folks out to him wanting to kill him, but isn't it amazing how God brought him through? That's why I was talking about the animals. One thing I like about hens, people like chickens, but I like hens. Because I like to go in the country a lot. And I remember when my grandma was living, she used to keep those hens in her backyard. And when they made their chicken, they made their own chicken. They'll go outside and wring that chicken neck or that hen neck. And we sure enough had some good old eating. And grandma didn't play around when it came to their food, but I had to throw that in there. But you ever notice that a hen always protects their children, their little chicks, whatever you want to call them. When danger arises, oh man, the mother, see, it's a lot of women can learn a lot from that hen. That mother goes out there and raises up those wings. If it's raining outside, that mother will go out there and raise up them wings. She will get wet and put her head down while she covers her little children. and none of them get wet. You'll even see them when they out there in the wilderness and the hen is getting into it with those wild animals. She'll let herself get killed before she let somebody let one of them animals harm her children. Even if a fire break out, she will cover those little chicks up. See, I love the country. I love the country. We can learn a lot sometimes we spend time with nature, wildlife. It's some meaning and some great learning in some of these animals. I'm telling you, y'all. If we can learn to be like these animals and stay on one accord, they look out for each other. You even see that with a lot of the birds. If you go to the park and throw out a lot of food, you'll see how they come together. And then you got some that want to steal from the others, just like we do nowadays. You know? I like to look at those ducks and swans. And God creatures is just so beautiful. And if he can protect the birds going outside every day, the birds ain't worried about what they going to eat. They chirping as happy as they can be. These birds wake up more happy than most human beings that I know. Oh, how I used to love how this one come by my window every morning and wake me up same time. See, if you know a little something about the country, back in the old days, you didn't have no clock. You didn't have no clock. You would have them roosters they'll cock-a-doodle-doodle on you. Then you knew what time it was. They didn't cock but one time. They cocked one time. That's what I love about the story in the Bible with Peter. Let me leave that alone. I ain't gonna even get off into that. But if you ever know about those animals, man, in the country, that's how some people woke up. They didn't have clocks. They woke up in the morning listening at the cock-a-doodle-doo. You know, those roosters out there and so many different animals. But not to jump off subject, I'm just having fun in this video thinking about how God protects us so much. I was looking at Minute Man video when I believe he said when he almost got hit by that car or something like that. Hey man, we done been through some things. I can't even count on my hand how many times I should have been dead from drive-bys, walking home, shootouts, growing up in the hood. Could have easily been killed by a whole lot of things, but we still here. God leaves us around for a reason. That's why we have to live for him while we are living. He protects us from all hurt, harm, danger. So many scriptures you can go into about how God protects. That's why I love the story on Joseph and his brothers. How they pretty much hated on Joseph and gave him, they even plotted on killing Joseph. But his older brother said, no, let's don't kill him because I want to go back and save him. And when you look through the whole thing, God always had his protecting arms around Joseph. Oh man, beautiful. When you look at just go back to the beginning. When you look at the children of the Israelites, man, how much more do God have to show us? He brought them out of slavery. Brought them through. And they still complain. Just like we do. God done so much for us and we still got the nerve that don't even want to give him praise. So many people thinking they doing everything by themselves and don't want to give God no kind of glory, no kind of honor. Because they done got caught up in thinking that they done it themselves. Orange Flavor, keep on doing the right thing, man. Keep on doing the right thing. God got your back. He do. See, one thing I love about God, he never changes. Same God that had everybody back then, same God got everybody back now. Problem is, can you get closer to God? Do you want to know him? Do you know Jesus? Do he live in your heart? See, that's why, I try to encourage folks all the time. He can save you today. You ain't got to wait on Sunday to get saved. You can get saved. You can get saved through this computer, through this internet. See, too many people are caught up when they got to be at church to be saved. Ain't nothing wrong with getting saved at church. That's a beautiful thing. But see, Sunday ain't promised. Friday ain't even promised. The next second ain't even promised. See, we got to get it right each and every time we got a chance to get it right. If we breathing right now, we got to get it right. And somebody looking at this thinking they got to wait on Sunday to be saved, hey, you can go to God right there in your room. You can put that beer bottle down right now. That's what happened to my uncle. He put down his 40 ounce. and he picked up this word. God took his beer bottle away because he was a stone cold drunk and gave him that Bible. He been preaching over 30 years now. Beautiful testimony. God saved him on the restroom floor crying out. Took his bottle of beer away from him. He an ex-gangster. Got his leg shot off. Been preaching ever since. My uncle, Reverend Thompson, T.L. Thompson. Big shout out to him in the North Park Missionary Baptist Church. You know, I always like to just encourage folks. God loves us. He protects us. He cares for us. He punishes us when we do wrong, which is a beautiful thing because he loves us that much. He is slow to anger, but don't make him angry. And God bless the YouTube family. And baby brother Orange Flavor, God bless you, man.